If you not win games, it's like, the problem is the coach. It's not true that we didn't want to win titles. Not winning a trophy is complete unfair, no? Messi, Neymar, Mbappé, these three guys, you are talking about player that sometimes bigger than the club.
Those things on management that no one can see define the career of a player.
Champions League and Premier League for me is a thing that I know how, but I'm going to achieve for sure.
Never fear a storm.
Be ready to adapt.
The skill is staying true to ourselves.
Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back to High Performance. And for the first time ever on this show, we have a football manager with his assistant alongside him. So let me come to you first of all, Mauricio. Why is Jesús so important to your success as a manager?
Why is so important? Because I think we share the vision and the same philosophy and the values. In that business that you really need to be very optimize the time and decisions and everything. I think to have a person with the knowledge of Jesús, with the capacity only to see each other and know exactly what we expect, what we want, and translate not only to the player, enough to the staff, which is our main philosophy and ideas.
Obviously, because we have been together for so long, and because he brings me, or he takes me everywhere, you know. So, I mean, we go to the World Cup draw. The other coaches, they are not with their assistants. But I'm there. But it's been more than 10 years.
But I brought my wife too.
Yeah, well.
Jesús and my wife.
So why do you have Jesús there?
It's part of my success, my life, my work, I don't know. It's true that I love my son that worked with me. I love Silvia that now is the last add to the group. I love Mickey. I love Tony. But I think he's explained before, no? That connect is like the person that connect all this group of people when you arrive to the clubs. That is very difficult if you need to go directly. You know, like a coach, you spend too much energy and you cannot be focusing what you need to be focused. And then because it's this connection, no, the friendship is not only we are not only that work together. If not, we are friends, and that is not always happen, no, in life. No, to have the possibility to work with some people that after become your friend.
We want to talk in detail about what's going on in the USA, because I think one of the challenges for you is trying to create that universal energy in a group of players that you're not with every day, like you were when you were at your football clubs. But before that, I want to just reverse a few years to talk about some of the key moments in your career where you had to work as a pair. And I wanted to talk about when you first arrived at Tottenham together. And Harry Kane was on the very fringes of the Tottenham squad. So before you arrived, he'd scored 3 Premier League goals. By the end of your first season together, looking after him and coaching him, he'd scored 21 goals. Do you both remember when was the first time that you saw Harry and thought, there's something special here?
I think we arrive and it's not through data. It's through your eyes and your gut feel. When it's about a small, very small thing, a touch of the ball, how finish in one action, or one answer when you ask something, you know, or how behave when he's in the lunch or in the breakfast, or how he dress when arrive, how he move in the gym. It's plenty of details, a small thing that you pay attention. No, like it was him, like it was Ryan Mason, or different player, no, that we met when we arrived. No, when we arrived to Tottenham, when we saw Harry Kane, we said, no, he's a player that we need. He's young, he needs to stay with us. But I remember that was Adebayor was Soldado and was him. But the club wasn't sure about Harry Kane's future, and they wanted to sign a third striker. And we say, no, we don't need that third striker. We have Harry Kane, no? That to give the space. Yeah, but have no experience. Okay. And we were so lucky because the club made an offer for, there was Welbeck in this moment in, I think Manchester United was.
Yeah.
Welbeck. But Giroud got injured. I think it was in Arsenal, and Arsenal make another offer or bigger offer, and Welbeck signed for Arsenal. And was lucky because we didn't bring Welbeck and was the space for Harry Kane. I don't know if I explained one day or not, but that was the truth. And when that happened, that said the universe was a conspiration from the universe with us. I was lucky Harry Kane, no? Because that happened because something special that we were special or we are special. That is, okay, Harry Kane is going to be in the first team, is not going to be in loan, and is going to be, and he's going to have the career that after, and develop his skill with us. But when we explained to the club, we want him on the squad, was difficult to convince because the most difficult thing in football is to anticipate the things. Is to see what is going to, because see that Harry Kane today is one of the best strikers in the world, it's easy, no? But to anticipate or to project that Harry Kane in 1 year is going to be one of the best strikers in England, no, they say, you are guessing, no, you have no idea. But that is one of also our skills that we have, and we have that, complicity with the universe that sometimes this confidential make that happen, no, in this moment, and we gave what Harry deserved, no, the possibility to be, one of the best striker in the world.
So beyond the anticipation, what do you both feel you offered Harry that has allowed him to go on and become one of the greatest strikers of all time?
No, for me the determination is one of the things. His mindset, he was determined to succeed. He was so focused. Of course, was with the possibility, to have the possibility to create a good platform for him to evolve. But I think what he achieved and how he did was amazing because it's because his mindset, he was so determined to be successful, and I think for me is one of the best skill, apart of the others, no, but he was so strong in his mind, no.
And I think it was key as well in that moment the way Mauricio protected Harry, because I do remember a meeting that was tough with the club in terms of communication, because it was public, like Welbeck could come join the team, so therefore maybe Harry, himself would like to go. But once Welbeck signed for Arsenal, like the club suggested that Mauricio should give a statement, say, I'm happy with the 3 strikers. And Mauricio said, it's not necessary for me to say, because if I'm saying that and giving the impression to Harry that I really wanted another one to come and not him. So from day one, I was very comfortable for Harry to stay with us and to take time to succeed. So that statement that never came out, it was super important to protect Harry and also to give the signal that I really trust you. It's not necessary for me to say that, So, and that there are those things on management that no one can see, but define the career of a player in this case.
Okay, it's true.
What difference would it have made if that statement had gone out? You think that would have put more pressure on Harry?
Yeah, it looks like the statement was to protect ourselves. Like, we are happy with these guys, but why you are taking a statement, why you put in a statement is because probably you were negotiating with another one. Now we can talk because it's
I am happy with these three. I am happy with the club that was this signal. No, say if I need to make a statement, it's because we're really worried. No, that what the people think. No, that.
But then he was so tough with Harry at that time because
yes.
Harry came a game in Belgrade, I think. Yeah.
Yes, we left.
And then on the way back, he wasn't included on the Premier League game the weekend after, and Harry knocking his door said, "Why I'm not in the squad now?" I said, "Okay,
because you are not performing and your attitude is not right, you know." And I said, "Okay, out." and then came with the.
It wasn't easy for him.
No, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because sometimes the young player become confused, no. Yeah, but that is part of the to provide the young player the tools to perform and to become strong.
But you both have reputations of developing young players to eventually blossom. Take us into how you decide the right moments to challenge and be demanding, and the moments where you need to put your arm around them and care for them.
I think that is the emotional part of this game, that you need to have the skills to know when, because it's really, really key. You cannot protect when the player deserves to be, not protected, or when you need to push when you don't need to push. You need to give some confidence, or sometimes you need to challenge, or sometimes you don't need to challenge. That is about your skills. It's our decision. It's in the way that we work daily, every day, because every day we arrive to maybe 6 o'clock. The last time in Chelsea we arrived 6 o'clock in the morning, and we start to talk from the number 1 to 25, and we in 2 hours maybe talking about the necessities, how we saw the day before, how we plan to see the player, in which level, mental, physical, technical, tactical, knowledge about the game. If we need to talk about the game, we need to talk about different things. And I think that is being consistent, talking every day, look after the player, every single player, with the necessity. And then it was so easy because one of the things that we made is, first day is to spend time with every single player. First, second day, third day, and spend with some player 5 minutes, with another player 1 hour. When depend of the connection with the player and the necessity of how they are open or no. But that is about the knowledge, not the external, know how they are in the static way, but only how they feel, how they think, the mindset, how sensitive, these type of things that are really important after in the way that you are going to communicate with, because it's not the same to speak with Harry Kane that Dele Alli or Chambertogen, Hugo Lloris, or Heung-min Son, or Christian Eriksen. One came from Denmark, the other from France, different, background, everything, and that is for me is the skill that, like a coaching staff, is the principal thing, is the most important thing. And then is data, is another, is this tactic, is okay. But if you don't have this skill in your group of people that is going to manage people, and I think you can win games, you can win some trophy, but you are not going to be successful.
Those strategies are natural now, but I learned so much from him, especially on the readiness for a young player, probably because he made the debut in a big team in Argentina when he was so young, and he has this capacity to project part of his career on the young player. And always he says the player start to play when he's ready, when the group accepts the young player, and it's a good KPI. Yeah. There are no report that says that, but when the group says, "Hey, coach, the young guy is doing well," it's a signal, it's a key KPI that says, okay, this guy is ready. And then there are lot of things on that journey that you need to face. I mean, as example, we can use Levi. Kobe wasn't sure to come back to Chelsea. And during the summer, we were talking to him. He was in the Euros, I think.
In the Euros, yes.
You know?
The
so,
Euros.
and it was really hard to convince him to come back, you know, for whatever happened in the past. So, but then they had an amazing connection. And I do remember conversations where he says, listen, all the big center backs in the world, you know, when they were young, with your technical ability, with your physicality, they all play in a different roles. Center back, left back, with more or less, adjustments, because, and then when you play, when you start to play regular as a center back, will be super easy for you, and he was fully convinced that it was the best for him. And look what happened. We played the first game against Liverpool home. Levi has to face Mo Salah, and for Mauricio, Levi did an amazing game. And for us, we were so happy. Why? Because he projects the performance of a guy in time. So now he starts to play. I accept those mistakes or those errors are normal, with several games, these guys, they learn so quick and it will be fine. So what happened? He received external report, not from the club, external, his company or personal, because now today players, they have external nutritionist, fitness coach, mental coach, they have everything, and tactical coach, which is super risky. And the guy, the day after training, I saw Levi dead. And he said, what happened? I'm dead. Why? No, I received the report yesterday, and I was wrong. I did everything wrong. I said, are you serious? Yes. And he said, no way. I came out from Mauricio's office, how good you were yesterday, how pleased we are with what you did, so you were defending the best player in the Premier League. So that's the context, He received like much of the day clips, body shape here, just nothing. But how different the assessment of a player could be with the same performance. So that ability to play with those strategies can make a player to step up or to kill a player, And that's internal analysis or external analysis with no context.
There was a lovely quote from Cole Palmer about his relationship with both of you where he said, they gave me the opportunity and the freedom to do what I do. Which sounds really simple, but how do you go about giving a player that freedom?
In the first few training sessions, one day after few training sessions, came to my office and Jesús was there and Mickey, I don't know, Anthony. I said, Coach, Jesús and guys, because I was seeing what you expect from the player that play in my position, I think I need to do a little bit more for a specific show because I didn't do too much in City. And I think I need to... What do you think? I looked to Jesus and said, that is crack. It's top. Because a guy that arrived after a few training sessions, he said, because of the demand that you expect for a player in that position, I think I am not ready to do what you expect from a player in that position. In this moment, you say, come on, that is going to be top with the quality. And this intelligence about wanted to do everything, to perform, he said, and then look. And then the freedom is always we said, no, we love to be an organization chaos, no? And players need to feel that it's a chaos, but with organization. And that is the freedom that you can find. Because you respect the rules, you know what they need to do on the pitch, but at the same time you feel the freedom to express your talent. And a player like Cole Palmer, you cannot, say, no, you move from here to there, that is your movement, and it's mechanic, no. Of course, it's mechanic when in some aspect of the game that when maybe we don't have the ball, you need to do this, to do that. Okay, organization, when we lose the ball, transition, everything aspect of this. But after, in positional game is this, You need to help your team, but after is your quality and your capacity to understand the game, what is the demand of the game, or the situation, the intuition, and the capacity to see a space, to arrive or to do dribbles and shoot. That after we are not going to cut this potential, that is why football is so emotional, because our player like him with the capacity to create that emotion that the people become crazy,
Like most parents, the mornings for me often start in full chaos mode. The kids trying to get out the door, somebody needs help finding their school shoes, Belle the dog is running around putting mud everywhere, and I'm already thinking ahead to the fact I've got to get to London for a podcast conversation, so I need to be switched on. And in all of that, I honestly used to forget to think about myself, and it did catch up with me. I would turn up here in the studio feeling a bit run down, a bit sluggish, sometimes a bit snappy with people, a bit of brain fog. Where you're awake, but you're not really present. And a couple of years ago, I started taking Vitals by Heights. I'm a genuine customer of theirs. Just 2 small capsules genuinely made me feel like myself again. This is a powerful blend of vitamins, nutrients, minerals, omega-3, all the B's, basically everything that you need to feel clear, energized and steady. My wife now takes it. My parents take it as well. And if you want something that supports your nutrition, your energy, your focus and your overall health without adding any hassle, then I believe this is it. And you don't have to just trust me, because this is taken by athletes, by Olympians, by everyday people who need to show up consistently. The proof is there that this works. And if you're looking to fuel right this year, head to heights.com/Jake or use the code HP20 at checkout for 20% off your first month and start your Heights journey today. So if you're thinking about attending a World Cup match next year, my advice, do it properly. Choose a host city that gives you more than just the matches. And I know exactly the city, because Seattle lives and breathes soccer. From their record-breaking crowds for the Sounders to the fan culture that I think is so important, and it fills the streets there on match day. The passion in Seattle for football is undeniable, and it's about to hit a whole new level with the World Cup. And what I love especially about that city is how close everything is together. So the stadium is right next to downtown, so you can walk from a world-class football venue straight into the heart of the city. The weather there is incredible, lovely, mild summer days that you will just love. Nature is everywhere. There's Puget Sound, sparkling waters. There's mountain views on the horizon. It kind of feels to me when you're in Seattle, I don't know whether you've been, but like the city's DNA is related to the outdoors. And then when you want to refuel, honestly, the food and the drink in this place is next level. Legendary coffee, fresh seafood, cozy wine tasting rooms. They've got craft breweries. They've got really cool, like unique bars tucked away in their historic neighborhoods. And all of it is in walking distance. It's so easy to turn a game into a full city experience. I'm very much planning on going. And if you are too, discover more at visitseattle.org and start planning your perfect summer of football. What would you share with us about a story about Cole Palmer that you think summed up your relationship or your understanding of him as a player?
Because he has emotionally intelligent above the level of
average, above average.
Yeah, above the average footballers, and makes him special. What he's capable to do with the ball, it's obvious, but everything else that you don't see, how he assesses situations, how to behave, but also because he's so young, sometimes he made a mistake, but when he made a mistake and it was challenged, he had the capacity to accept it and to say, yeah, I was wrong, sorry, won't happen again. And that makes him great. So, because he's above average.
You were smiling though when we asked you about him. What was the funny story?
Yeah, I think it was one cup game, halftime, So Mauricio was a bit tough on the group. Sometimes when you play a team that is not in the same division, it could be, a different approach, I will say. Sure. So, and Mauricio gave a talk and then he left. And then when he left, he comes to me and says A and B. And he said to him, why you didn't say 10 seconds before? He was here, It's not something to, And, he knew that he made that mistake. So it's fine to say whatever to the assistants, but that question was, next time you go direct to him, either in public or in private, And that's those things makes the connection in between a manager and the
Of
players.
course, the day after,
Yeah.
we call and say, "Call, what do you need to tell me?" You are brave. Be brave here. Coach, okay. No, it was good.
You know,
It's so interesting, this, isn't it? Because your job really is to get the players absolutely primed for a Saturday, for a kickoff. You can't go too much because it kills their confidence. You can't go too little because they relax. It's about trying to get it absolutely perfect. What is the secret to priming them for that moment, do you think?
The secret is to read the atmosphere and the emotional signal from the group.
Yeah. And did you ever get it wrong? Go too much or go too little?
Yes, sometimes you are wrong. No, you never. You are no. We are not perfect.
Yeah.
Sometimes we sometimes over stress the group, and sometimes we too much relax or too much joy when we need to put more stress. It's very thin the line, no. But I think after our experience, we feel that is the most important thing is to be focused. Of course, we have a group of people that measure the data and everything. If is player are tired, not tired, the things like this. But I think the important thing is the measure the emotional state of the group, and always is in all the whole group you have few players that give the signal how the group is feeling, no? And that is the moment that you act after. But again, it's key. It's not a data that can measure the level of emotional state, no, of the group. That I think is a key part of our management, is to be right in how we apply our load, no, in training.
Yeah.
Not to stress too much, put too much stress, but also not to be short in the, in what we are giving, no, to the players.
And who was the player at Chelsea that you would look at, Jesus, and see whether you'd done the job right in the week? Who was the player that you could either speak to and find out how the group are feeling, maybe away from Mauricio as the manager, or just as the coach, to go and speak to them?
we tried to connect with different players. Obviously, the distance in between players and coaches are set by players. So there are players that they want more distance, and then obviously could be experience, could be commitment, could be different. And maybe you don't ask the same to everyone. You get the feeling from them. Obviously, if they play more or they play less, you have to be, careful with the feedback. And it's not like you just rely on one, because I think what we try to show to the players is like, no matter what's your age or your experience, we are going to treat you fairly. We are here for you. If you play less, we are going to be more intense on you, because we want you to have more coaching time because you are not playing, in order that you can short out distance with the ones they are playing. Those kind of things. And we used to say that our job is an art, because you need to pick. But it's the same as yours. So you have a list of questions. The way you connect with us, making the questions, makes you different. Otherwise, can sit two people here and they read the questions. And I'm sure we are not going to give the same answers. Exactly. So there are no set protocol to get that feedback.
See, that's interesting, because it reminds me of another quote from Cole Palmer, where he said about you, actually, Mauricio. He said, "The manager just speaks to me like a normal person, not about football, but about life. He makes me feel relaxed. He makes me feel confident." And I sometimes think we miss that. If you're trying to get someone to perform at an elite level, it's not all about your sprinting and your intensity and your mindset and your desire and your drive. It's like, how's your mum? How's your sister? How are you? These things are just as important. But why?
But the player need to feel that it's genuine question. That you are interested because you really care. It's not because that is like, I am a coach and that is my list of duty today. Speak with Palmer, his mother is okay, good. Ticks the box. That need to be a very genuine question. It's not to call Palmer to my office, say, how is your mom? How is your dad? Okay, good, thank you. No? Sometimes people become confused. It's the circumstance, it's the moment, it's the timing, it's because something happened, it's not always. It's sometimes we spend time together and not to talk. I don't know, it's like Jesús said, it's an art. And now I want to add, that is tactic. That is the real tactic of manager, being coach, being manager, being head coach, or being coaches. Because after in the pitch, also I think we are so good doing what we are doing in a tactical preparation and everything, because I think that is the most easy thing in that game, because the knowledge, I think we all today, the coaches, we have the same knowledge about tactic, preparation of the game, set pieces, everything. But the key is to how you, after, provide the player the possibility to evolve with these tactics in an environment or in a place that you really enjoy and you want to be, and you want to belong. That is why sometimes the mistake is, some coaching staff is not do too much tactics during the week. Or another coaching staff do more tactic or more set pieces or less set pieces or like this. I think in the way that we see the things is the priority. It's always to provide the group of the player what they need. Which is the priority? No? If the priority is because we already we are in a very good level of fitness, mental, cohesion of the group, we are united, we really care about it, we don't need to work in this, we need to be focused in tactics because it's going to work. But if you want to go to the tactics before to fix all this type of problem, if I am not connect with Jesús, I cannot work with him. The coach is going to go, no, but when Jesús move on the left, you move on the right. I say, when Jesús move on the left, I go on the left too. Or I don't care, I stay here, I don't move. Or Jesús speak with me and I don't answer because I have no good relationship. I say, vamos, come on. Or they don't talk in between each other. If you don't fix all this, that is tactic too. It's very difficult to create. Yep. We in Chelsea, we arrived in a group that was new group, was a new group, was in a very difficult situation because I think in Stamford Bridge was, after 6 months, they didn't win one game. They finished 12, okay, a very difficult situation that became all with the situation was creating, because problems, that it's not easy to remember, but we were from zero. And we start to provide to the team to analyze which is the priority. We cannot start to build the house from the roof to we need to settle the principle first. And we were little by little, after 6 months, the team start to perform. If you watch, because we are watching games like this, and you watch the last few games, I remember one game that we play against Brighton in Brighton. That was the last game or the second last game that Brighton was doing really well with the survey. And say the way that we play there, if you analyze the tactical things that with Brighton didn't know how to press us, how to play. We were playing unbelievable football. That is not only because our knowledge about tactics was the freedom in this chaos or in this, environment that we create, the possibility to the player express all the talent. And if you go back and see this game, this game like another, no? Again, Everton 6-0 or West Ham at home or Bournemouth at home or like this. How the team finished playing, that is the credit of all these things that we were talking today. Yeah. Not because we are genius in a tactical way. It's because we create an environment that the player like Malo Gusto, that was really young and came from not to play from Lyon, finished playing in his best. Badia Chile, Cucurella, that didn't play from the beginning and the club wanted to sell, become the best fullback on the Premier League. Conor Gallagher, Enzo Fernandez, Cole Palmer, Noni Madueke, no, Jackson, plenty of players, no, or Caicedo, that they grow through all this value, this method of this idea of, to build things, no, in this emotional way. That is really, really, really key, no?
One thing that fascinated us when we were talking earlier about what we would discuss with you is this amazing ability you've got to go in and work with someone like Harry Kane or Cole Palmer or Levi Colwill, all of these great players. But then the day that you walk through the door at Paris Saint-Germain and suddenly you have Lionel Messi and Mbappé and Neymar. Because everyone talks about imposter syndrome, this fear that you have when you suddenly are faced with something. Does that happen to a coach when you walk in and you've got some of the world's best players sitting in front of you? Or do you have to go in there and be exactly the same as you are at Espanyol, at Tottenham, at Chelsea? How was that?
Okay, Jesús, you start and I finish.
I mean, you have to be yourself. Because if you pretend to be different, but obviously you need to understand their moment. Because the equality, everyone knows the equality. And obviously that was a very special and unique situation where 3 world-class players that normally they are going to be just one and surrounded by special players in order to provide the best platform for them to perform, they were all together. And it's not just they were together. They had to share the front page of the newspaper, the assist, the goal, the penalties, which is very rare. So that was, and our job was to try to understand the moment and to create an environment for those 3 to feel as comfortable possible, and try to make the team to perform, in the best way, because it's not Neymar plus Messi plus Mbappé. Maybe the question it's different because they are sharing things that they weren't born to share. They are the main one. So that was super difficult for him as a coach. And we try to provide normality, calmness. They are normal guys that you can speak to, and just to accept that they've been through different experiences. They were in a different moment. So one player was completely different to another. And our job was to generate normality, I would say.
What I need to say is we were so lucky to be there, living that experience. Because I think no another coaching staff can say we have the 2 best goalkeeper, Navas, Donnarumma, best central backs like Sergio Ramos, Marquinhos, Kimpembe, okay, fullbacks, Hakimi, Messi, Mbappé, Neymar, but on the bench or in the same squad, Di Maria, Icardi, Draxler, Wijnaldum, Berratti, Paredes, maybe 15, 16, 17 names already, and still few more. Herrera, Rafinha, Ganagay, Danilo. Okay, and you only can play 11 can play 11. And the problem is when people start to believe that, say, come on, you need to win 4-0 before to score 4 goals before you start the game from the bus.
Yeah.
I said, but it's not like this. It's not like this. Because like I explained Jesús before, you receive Messi with no precision after the Copa America. Big stress, trauma after to leave Barcelona. You need time to adapt.
Yeah.
Neymar, some problems. Mbappé. But these 3 guys, that they need a team in behind to play for them, they need to share the space, like before explained. Oh, who tell who is going to take, who is the taker of penalty? Who? No, it's not easy to say because Messi, Neymar, Mbappé, okay. It's so really, really complex situation when you go and go and go and go. And what we did is to try, like Jesús say, is be ourselves, try to do what in the way that we feel, but knowing that we are going to suffer. It's going to be difficult. If we were in Tottenham, a team that was so, high line, press high, recover balls in the opposite half, yes, you cannot expect that Messi is going to press people. When in Barcelona, when he was in his peak with Guardiola, he never pressed. And that is the situation that sometimes the people become confused and said that was the difficult challenge.
And what were those 3 guys like, though, to build relationships with? How did you go about doing that?
Yes, the approach was completely different with the 3. But I think when we go back and see the whole season that we spent together, I think was never one problem, never discipline problem, never, disrespectful with us. Always they were on time. They always were, very respectful with our decision. And that is, it's only Messi that you remember when I take off, when against Lyon, that he was a little bit disappointed. But that was my decision because was to protect him because it was a problem with his knee. And he said to me, "Oh, coach, but you need to ask me." I said, "Yeah, but I cannot ask because all my feedback through the doctors and the people say that you are in a big risk to be injured in your knee." Yeah, but Guardiola always asks me before to go out. I say, "Yeah, but I am no Guardiola." That in this moment, I said, "Look, that is different because in this moment that I feel the risk, I don't want to put you in risk." And of course, but that is sometimes, is the disagreement. But always, I think he understood that always it's not to challenge him or to show that I am, I have character, I have the personality to say, "Oh, Messi out." No, Messi out, no. I want to protect you. I care for you. I love you. I don't want that you be injured. And that the good and the bad. Because the people start to kill me, because Messi was out, in this game that we were playing against Lyon 1-1. In 2 weeks, I remember we had a game in Champions League against Manchester City, and he was out for 2 weeks, and he started to train Monday, and he can play Wednesday, and he scored a very nice goal that 2-1 for us that we beat Manchester City. And he after come on the dressing room and hugged me. No, and only hugged me. I didn't say nothing. From there.
And you're one of the few people in the world, though. When we met you 5 years ago and had this conversation, we spoke about you were a roommate with Diego Maradona.
Yeah, with Diego Maradona, yes.
And you've obviously managed Lionel Messi. How do they compare?
Yeah, both genius. It's to compare both is. I no hate to compare, but it's so unfair to say something or another because when I watch clips from Maradona, I say, the best. And then appear a clip from Messi, I said, he's the best. No, he was the best. And for me, both in different period of football, but both genius, talented, amazing, unbelievable genius of football. It's difficult to find, this type of player. It's only few in the history,
Both nearly as good as you. I just want to interrupt this conversation very briefly to say, look who's here, my favourite physiologist, the amazing Ollie Patrick. I want to talk to you about one of my favourite pieces of wellness tech at the moment, my Bond Charge red light face mask. What is the science behind red light therapy?
So the red light from this device, it goes into your skin tissues and actually activates the batteries of the human body, the mitochondria, to produce more energy.
Now, we talk all the time on High Performance about habits. Every evening, I sit on the bed and I just have 10 minutes to myself and I just allow myself to luxuriate in the brightness of the mask.
I do the same. And so there's a lovely routine and ritual about that. That red light is pushing away some of the blue light of the days that inhibits my sleep. And it's a little bit of self-care for me.
And I know that people are watching us right now on YouTube going, those guys look 21. So we also know it's working.
The studies have shown there is an improvement visibly in wrinkles and collagen.
I wondered why I fancied you so much.
It's mutual.
If you're excited by this, go to bondcharge.com and use the code HP15 for 15% off everything across the site. This episode is brought to you by Bupa, one of the UK's leading healthcare providers.
At this time of year, a lot of us start thinking about how we can perform better, physically, mentally, and emotionally.
And while fitness goals matter, real high performance comes from taking care of your whole health.
Bupa actually covers more mental health conditions than any other UK insurer, with mental health support included as standard on their Bupa by You health insurance policies.
That means fast access to treatment for things like anxiety and depression, and even a digital GP appointment quickly if you need it. Now, at High Performance, we talk a lot about building strong foundations, and Bupa supports that with discounted gym memberships, remote fitness sessions, well-being and meditation classes, plus fast access to a physio.
And right now, if you join Bupa before the 13th of March, you'll get a free Whoop 5.0 plus a 12-month Whoop 1 membership worth £169.
So be your best health with insurance made for being more you. Search Bupa Health Insurance to find out more. For mental health verification, please visit bupa.co.uk/comparison. Pre-existing conditions not covered. 18 plus. Offer redeemable after 3 months. One per policy. Terms and conditions apply. Can I ask how your role changed at Paris Saint-Germain? Because you work with a coach who thrives on universal energy. So he's used to building and creating and looking at the room, and suddenly there's ego and there's politics and there's power and there's commercial demands, and every tiny decision is written about in the newspapers, and the pressure on Mauricio greater than any previous time in his career. So how did that change how you worked with him or looked after him?
Well, obviously try to connect more with players, because we knew that wasn't that natural that with 20 plus starters, he could have, close connection, as I said before, players. So not just myself, all the coaching staff, we tried to build those relations with players. And then what we did at Paris Saint-Germain is to simplify the process in terms of the training, because there were so much talented players that Mauricio one day said to me, a talented player need to rest their mind during the week. So we cannot demand complexity through drills. We cannot make these guys overthink during the week, because what everyone expects from them on the game is to create something different from the previous match and the previous season, So to manage that mental load was important, especially on the super talent players, and provide the other ones that they have to sustain the physicality of the group. So it was more simple. Obviously, we play plenty of games, so there are not much tough sessions, but the ones that we could perform in certain areas, we simplified. So the type of drill, the dynamics was focused on prevention, right analysis of fatigue, because these guys, they are under huge stress because of the traveling and the possibilities, and especially because these guys, they spend a lot of time on commercial. So, I mean, Neymar says, I need to go to Germany for 6 hours, do something with Puma and come back. So that spending is not out there, you know, drinking is spending energy and time and, you know. So those kind of things we were, but especially to bridge. So bridge with the players, to have conversations and then to filter, you know, whatever was important, and especially to keep things that they were not relevant, you know, from him, not to disturb, because he had so much to, you know, to protect.
Was it hard?
Was easy when we were in the training ground.
Yeah.
Was so easy because they are very good people, very good guys. I think we really enjoy the time together, no, when the cameras were off, no, when no one see. But after when you appear outside and you need to go to the media, or the media start to talk about the things, that is when it's difficult, because you need to protect your image. You need to project that everything is under control. But you are talking about player that sometimes bigger than the club that you are. And they have more followers than the club have supporters. And every single decision that you take is affecting millions of people. And when you make some bad result, okay, some supporters that can complain about that, but they have 10 more, you know, plus, no? I don't know, multiplicate for, you know, for 10 the follower. That was easy inside, but outside was difficult because people is, if you no win games, it's like the problem is the coach. No, as always. The problem is, and I'm going to explain one. I think Thierry Henry is a good friend and is not going to be upset about that. But I'm going to explain one thing. Thierry Henry was a pundit with Amazon, I think. Sorry, I am maybe doing okay in a broadcast in France, and we play again in Marseille. And after 20 minutes, we I think was Hakimi.
Red card.
Yeah, red card. And we played with 10 men. And that moment we played with Di Maria, Messi, Neymar, and Mbappé. 4 on from. And we keep playing with the same system. We one midfielder like a central back, and then the one of the central back like a fullback. We keep 4, 4-1. But the second half, of course, when Leo is tired, he trying to protect himself, going the right side and stay there. But we finished 0-0 the game. Okay, it was with one less, good game. But he, after in the media, criticized, say, "Oh, I don't understand Pochettino. Why put Messi so isolate, in the right side? Because Messi need to be close to Neymar to connect." The game plan was Messi 10, Di Maria 7, Neymar 11, and then be together, go inside to the pocket, to the central channel to stay together with Mbappé in front, like this. But after, because of the problem of and he said, "I don't understand Pochettino, why put Messi on the right side, and isolate him. He cannot be close to Neymar, that is the player that can link with him, that is in another side." And do you know what was like the universal, energy, the conspiration of the universe? The day after, I go to the train very early, was COVID, remember in the period of COVID, from Paris to London. I go to the first carriage. I saw a guy with a cask. I read, "Hey, my friend. Ça va? Hey, ça va bien. How are you? I wanted to see you." He's going to remember. He said, "Jerry, what did you say yesterday? That it's my fault that Messi was there and he didn't connect with..." you know, you play with him, no? Do you think that I say to him, go there and don't move? It's two things. If you believe that was my indication to him, it's because I am so powerful. If Messi do what I want in this moment, that to be there and disconnect to the team is because I am the most powerful person in the world. And you know very well that, no, sorry, but I needed to say something. I said, come on. Yeah, but you are creating a bad, image about me because you are lying, because that is not true. It's not my decision to say, Messi, you don't go there and don't move. That was because the necessity of him to rest and to say, okay, now I am a little bit here, resting, recovering, recharging my battery to start again. And say, no, you are right, sorry. You say, yeah, but all this type of thing create a bad, image. Say, the coach have no idea how to manage this guy or how to tactical way or like this. And this is so opposite. It's so, unfair. That is why sometimes it's difficult when you have the responsibility to talk about what you are seeing, and to sometimes you can explain what is happening on the pitch. It's not to guess what the coach was telling before or not telling, no? Yeah. And that is I think that is an example that was tough to manage all this around, because after Messi is not going to think about that, but they said player listen that and say yes, the coach is bad. Because look at the coach.
But that's why I think platforms like this are important, where there's time to sit and actually talk properly about what happens, because otherwise it's quick headlines, it's quick sound bites from pundits, and you're left really without a voice. You can't say what you're thinking because there's politics, there's players being taken off to go and do media things, there's all sorts of stuff happening that you can't talk about. How do you protect your mental health when you know the truth and the world thinks something different? Has that ever been a
that
problem?
Is a big I think that is that relationship keep us help in between the coaching staff. This good relationship, the possibility to talk about very open talks. Seems that are very sometimes difficult to talk with some people, is to have the trust to talk in between us. Yeah. Very, very being very honest. Yeah. It's not to keep nothing inside. Of course, I appreciate a lot psychologists, coaches, and like this that can help in this way. And that is a serious thing. That is not to banalize or to not to talk very in a cheap way. I think it's important to be very respectful. But in that case, for us, we create a group of people, or I have lucky that we protect ourselves together. At the moment, I think I touch wood. No, I think we are dealing well with this type of situation. Yeah. It's true that it's tough. It's an example. Some people from the club, when that moment happened, when Messi was out, some people came and say, "Oh, why you put off Messi, off the pitch?" Say, "No, because it was a problem." Yeah, but the player said that was good. I say, no. I have all my information through the doctor. That was problem in his knee. Yeah, but he said that he can stay in the pitch, and do you know why? The people that came to the Parc des Princes paid the ticket to see 90 minutes. Messi, Neymar, Mbappé. I say, yes, but I want to win. And we won the game, no? I am the coach. That I work for the club, for the fans, for the player. And in this moment, we were talking, because it was a tough situation, that not the player, because Messi didn't say nothing to me, but around is creating that, energy negative. And look that my wife is going to kill now, what they're going to say. Because after start to appear people, what is doing Pochettino, have no clue, why Messi out, no? Boom, boom, boom. Social media killing you because all the Argentine people, the Barcelona fans, the this, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that coach have no clue. I remember I arrived because I was living in the hotel. My wife was in the bed. I go to the toilet, I go to bed, and she was watching me, seeing me like this. I said, what happened? I said, my love. I said, why? Why what? Why you took off Messi off the pitch? He said, look now what you create, the big mess. We cannot be relaxed now.
I thought you were going to say, my wife. My wife said, it's okay. I'm here for you. I love you. And she went,
no, why do you take Messi out? Why not keep it there inside? But it's true, no,
Yes,
Jesús.
true, it's really-
That is unreal. I can explain today. No, but a few years ago I cannot explain. But this type of situation, is so nice. I think it's fun because we don't criticize no one, but it's in the way that the people see in a different way, the things, no.
And this is important because this isn't being critical of anyone, but it gives people who never see the opportunity to understand the pressure, to understand that there are a million things happening and you're at the center of a storm often, yeah?
Well, this environment. So sometimes you need to protect your company. You need to protect, it's not just your image, just to protect the situation because tomorrow is another day and in 2 days you have a game and you cannot create and stick in the past with a situation. So move on. It's crucial, but move on in a nice way. But also we have to protect ourselves. Sometimes we have to challenge ourselves, but most of the times we need to remind ourselves how good we are on what we do, on the good things that we do. It's not to be, I would say, arrogant, but when you do some things in a nice way, and you have to remind how good to protect yourself. Because if you pay attention to headlines, comments, or or what our environment, try to tell us, oh, have you seen this newspaper? Have you seen Sky Sports? Have you seen? And said, hey, be careful. We need to protect ourselves. We do read, we do listen, we do watch. If people say, I don't read, I don't watch. No, it's not. We do, but we need to give the same consideration to a bad headline as the same as a good headline. Right. Because if you pay attention to a tweet with 10 likes that is negative and you get mad, you have to say, if there are a good tweet with 6 likes, you said, okay, this is really good. And 6 likes or 10 likes, it's nothing because you don't know, even if it's 1 million likes, it means, I wouldn't say nothing, but that's not the reality. Yeah. So sometimes we need to protect ourselves, remind us, okay, we do right things. We win, we lose. That's a sport, but it's not everything instantly negative.
I love your belief in universal energy, that things happen for a reason, right? Because actually, if you look at your career from even just meeting each other at Espanyol and having that great success at Tottenham, getting all the way to the final, but actually ultimately feeling heartbreak, going to Chelsea where the team was struggling, transforming the team, going to Paris Saint-Germain where that is an experience that you will never get and very few people will ever have. All of those things are almost necessary to go to the United States and coach the team in the run-up to a World Cup being hosted in the United States. So it's almost essential that you've had these experiences because you have the hope of a nation now resting on your shoulders. And I've heard reports that there is a belief within you and a belief within that squad that you can win the World Cup. Like, is that real? Do you really believe that is a possibility?
I'm going to say one thing and I start from then, and then we go to the beginning. In the draw of the World Cup, I was, with the opportunity to meet for a few minutes to Donald Trump, Mr. President. He asked me, what do you think, coach, you can win the World Cup? And I said, of course, Mr. President. Because it's USA.
Yeah.
You know, always the American dream is there.
Yeah.
And always the American culture is about to be first and be the number one. And when we accept the challenge to go there is because we really believe that we can win. And then we don't know if we if we will win or not, because that depends on different things. But I think we are, in a place that after 1 year and a half that we are working there, people start to feel that we can win. I think the last few camps in October and November, we compete with very good team, and we were capable to start to show that possibility, to perform well. Yes, I think that is like you say, it's a massive pressure to be the coach because the expectation is massive. But I think we need to transform that pressure in energy to really enjoy, about that we are going to have, the support of a massive country, massive fans in behind us to try to push us to run, to perform, to score goals, to make tackles. Is about we are already working in this, in trying, to transform. We have some meetings now with all the staff, in America, implement some, mindset we already did in the past, but trying to arrive in the World Cup with the idea of enjoy and absorb the energy that the people is going to translate in a positive way, not in being a massive pressure and, because I think the pressure is going to, to make you very cautious about to do things and not to take risks. But if we are capable to transform this energy and to go and perform and be freedom, I think it's going to be a massive, boost for us to perform.
There was a sign from one of your meeting rooms that you had, the quote from the management writer Peter Drucker, that culture eats strategy for breakfast, and it went viral. I'm interested in how you're finding the challenge of creating a culture that you've successfully done within clubs and translating that into an international environment where your time with players is so much more limited.
Yeah, but it's really similar. Maybe with less time, and maybe you spend more time, but it's similar. Because the culture is about your habits, your small thing that you create and you settle like principles, in the way that after you are going to behave like a group, is in the way that you are going to behave, but first of the field and then on the field. This type of thing, maybe you spend a little bit more time and it's more long way to achieve, but I think we achieved this. And that we create a very good culture about in the way that we expect to behave and to behave and to perform too, because it's about to create good habits, to put our standard really high, to after to have the possibility to have a very strong platform to go and to show our quality. But I think is in the way that it's true that we spend maybe a little bit more time because it's not easy, because sometimes you don't have time. But I think now we are in a point that I think Jesús can confirm or not that is true. I think we are in a very good moment, and I think we arrive, on time to prepare now March and then to go to the World Cup in our best condition.
When organization makes a change is because something has to be different. I'm not saying improve it. And what we found there is lack of basics, I will say, for whatever reason, because they were in a transition or whatever. And what we did is just to assess under our vision. We didn't go there to teach anyone, to show how to do things. It's just to try to convince a group of players and a group of staff that we can be competitive. Because if we go to the FIFA ranks, and we try to do the same that Spain, England, or Germany they do. We are different because we have a unique situation where half of the squad plays in different leagues in Europe, in first and second division. The other guys, they play in MLS, whereas 98% or 99% of the English players, they play Premier League or Germany, Spain. Spanish guys, 96% play in Spain. So it's different situations. So, and as Mauricio said, since the Gold Cup, I think something grew inside of the group. The belief, the commitment, the message from them, and it makes us believe that we can be in a short competition, very competitive, in the way that we can be tough team, and let's see. And we need. He said that the standards very high, and that's the aim.
Well, look, we wish you all the very best. We will be cheering you on. After England, obviously. But look, today's been a real pleasure because it's so nice to get, someone who I know is so important to you, but also someone who's so important to you to be next to each other. And I think it's been a really fascinating insight into your relationship. I think the final question really is, among all the pressure and the need to win and the media scrutiny and the players you're dealing with, have you both managed to take time to stop and realise that you have not lived ordinary lives? Like, what a pleasure to have experienced the things that you've both experienced for the last 20 or 30 years.
When we came from a restaurant that we were to here, we were talking about that. That was a very good question. Because we were talking about when we were a child, our dreams, how we see each other when we were, 10, 12 year old. And we were, we said, oh, we are here in London, in one of the best cities in the world, going to do an amazing podcast with you guys. And I said, we were talking, we need to congratulate. And I said, well done, Jesús, because we are living a dream, because I think, like Jesús explained before, I came also for a very humble, family, and I was in the middle of nowhere where I born in Argentina. I never thinking that I'm going to be here, no? But now I represent the most powerful country, one of the most powerful countries, that is America. We are the coaches of America, and we had the opportunity to meet people like, it's the president of America, and you say, oh my goodness, I think we need to enjoy also. It's not to be under stress and thinking and trying to change the rabbit and not to enjoy in between us or in between with our family. We try. We are very people that we are with the feet in the grass, and we also, I think we take time to enjoy.
Amazing. Well, look, before we finish, we've just got one last thing to do. Oh, by the way, we've had some lemons in here for the universal energy.
I knew that you were going to.
Why are they so important?
It's so important because a friend that really cared about me.
Yeah.
One day said to me, Mauricio, you need to protect your space where you work. I said, but how? He said, you put a ball of lemon, because the lemon protect you from the energy of the people that have no good energy. And if came someone to your office, the lemon is going to attract the bad energy, rather to go to you, go to the lemon, right, and then you threw the lemon to the bin, and it's not going to affect you. That is why.
And you believe that?
I believe.
But look how healthy that lemon looks.
It's healthy.
That's because the energy in the room is so good. Okay, right, that's yours, and that's yours. Now, you're not allowed to show each other.
Yeah.
This is you've got to give us some answers to the following questions, and we'll see how similar your answers are. So don't show. Okay.
My wife is with your wife, eh?
So the first question is, the player that you believe you've enjoyed the closest, tightest relationship with. So you do Jesús and he does yours.
I'm
taking a risk now.
It's difficult. Okay,
so,
because it's few.
Jesus, which player has he had the best relationship with, do you think, or the closest?
I mean, he has very good with, but I will say Hugo Lloris.
Hugo Lloris. Is that true?
It's true. Hugo is one of the closer. Yes.
Okay. Jesus, what do you think he's written down?
I think Harry.
He's still right.
On the,
Mbappé.
you say, yeah, probably.
Because he was your coach, specialist coach
Come on.
in finishing.
Yeah,
yes.
come on.
He
was
always
my coach. He was my coach.
Yeah. He
No,
was a
it's true.
special relationship in Paris
Yeah,
with him.
I mean,
Yes, it's very close.
Intense with Harry longer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one then is, so for each of you, who is the player that has surprised you most in your career?
Nay.
Okay, for me, Mason,
Mason.
Ryan Mason,
Ryan Mason, yeah.
Yeah.
surprised us, I think, because when we arrived to Tottenham, and we need to give the credit to Sean McDermott, when we arrived to Tottenham, he was devastated, Ryan Mason, and our first meeting was in the gym, and he was a guy that was. And we said, "What happened with you?" No, I came from 5 different loan in the last few years, and I was injured. I said, "Oh, relax. You be positive. You are going to be with us during 6 months." I really trust in Sean McDermott. What he said to me that was one of the best. Because Sean McDermott said to us, Ryan Mason was the most quality player that was in my hands in the academy of Tottenham. Sean, I trust in Sean. And we are going to give the opportunity. Don't worry. And then we bring, for different reasons, to the pre-season. And the first game that we play in Seattle with Tottenham in 2014, starting 11, and he understood perfectly all that we explained and how we wanted to play. And wow, what a brain. And I said to Jesus after the game, he played 45 minutes. I said, that is my player. That is my coach inside to the pitch. Amazing. That surprised me, in this way.
Yeah.
Of course, Ney too, because amazing.
So yours was Neymar?
No. I thought I had to say his.
Okay.
That's
Who
why.
have you got?
No, I said nay. Because when we signed,
It's true.
so Neymar was so warm with us, And I think, I don't know, it was the first week, one day arrives in the office and he said, Mauricio, it's not necessary for you to ask me for shirts. I give you set amount of shirts for everyone that you need to give. This is one day we share. Another day with perfumes of his brands.
Right.
So he has a heart that is so big. Despite his moment in his football career, as a human, he was someone that he was ahead. Never lie. Things that are unique as a player. And then gifted, like everyone else. But is being judged by other things. But that's why, in terms of surprise, so we were surprised with a kind of gestures from him, because the way he is.
It's amazing, isn't it, how you have one opinion of someone and then you realize your opinion is totally wrong. I want you to write down what is the trophy Mauricio would most like to win in his career, and you must write down what do you think is the trophy that Jesus would most like to win in his career.
It's so easy.
Now, I think these might be the same. So let's turn them around at the same time. In 3, 2, 1.
He has two dreams. He's at the same
His
level.
dream, Champion in Spanish, Champion League.
Yeah.
Champion League.
But his is at the same level.
For me, Champion League and Premier League.
Premier League at the same level. Yeah.
Of course, the World Cup. But Champion League and Premier League for me is a thing that I know how, but I'm going to achieve for sure. I don't know in which club, but
Do you really believe that one day you will win
Yes.
the Premier League as a
Yes.
manager?
yes,
How important is it to believe that?
it's really important. If you don't believe in things, if you don't have belief, well, you don't have That's, hunger and passion and fire is difficult to achieve. But I think it's always we're talking about that. I think Champions League is amazing because it's a dream too, like a World Cup. But the Premier League, because we really love, the English football, and because football born here, and we had the possibility. We were so lucky to spend a lot of time in Wembley. That is it's icon for us. It's an amazing, stadium. I think we deserve, Jesús. I think we deserve, and we are going to try. And for sure we are going to get. In which club, I don't know. I cannot tell you because I don't have a club. I don't own a club. But I think we are now in our best moment, like a coaching staff. Yeah. Because we're still young, we have energy, Are
you the best manager you've ever been?
I think so. Yeah. I think so. I think I can be better because I think you can improve. But I think today, we have the capacity and the knowledge, the balance to provide to the every single or any club or any company good things. I think.
So final question.
Good.
What is the club that holds the most special place in Mauricio's heart? Mauricio, if you can answer it for Jesus, which club holds the most special place?
For him, the most special, like a coach because you.
And turn the boards round.
That's clear. This is very simple. It's very simple.
Hey, we will agree.
Okay, so the final question. Why Spurs?
Okay. The connection always was amazing with Daniel when we arrived. To feel the trust of the owner of the club, like Daniel Levy, make us to feel like I said before. We asked to create a laboratory there, and he spent money to provide us what we wanted. He trusts from the beginning, and he support us to arrive where we arrive. And our successful in Tottenham, no winning a trophy, is complete unfair, no? Because when we arrive, I think in the way that we have the possibility to create something special in Tottenham with the project that we had ahead, that to build the new stadium, to finish the training ground, and to create the facilities that today Tottenham is one of the best clubs in the world in terms of facilities, is because you need the trust of the owner, the trust of the guy and the vision of that have Daniel to create this, and then support and have the patience with us because from the beginning it wasn't easy. And then people really appreciate our shop, and I think the connection was really, really strong. Yep. And then of course with all the effort, I think in the way that we build all this history together, that we were so close to win the Champions League or the Premier League, because it's not true that we didn't want to win titles like Carabao Cup or FA. The problem was that we were focusing too many places. It's to build the stadium. It's to move to Wembley. We play in Milton Keynes some games. I remember that all the fans moving around, and it was really difficult for everyone. In the same time, you know very well when that is unsettled, that situation is difficult to keep performing with the team. Not too much money to invest in player. If not, we were very creative in all this type of situation. I think we were very successful, and that I think we create very good emotions with the fans, and that keep in the memories of in the way that we play, in the way that we approach the games, in the way that I was watching last day in Sky the Battle of the Bridge in between Chelsea and Tottenham, and what a game! Amazing in the way that we play and the way that we, care about the club. I think all this as emotional keep, and today I think it's unbelievable because still the people on the street, the fans of the Tottenham, really show the love and the appreciation, and I think that is why it's so special. Spurs, because we live a moment that when I was very young coach from Southampton, where we came, and Daniel really trust in us and give the confidence and the patience for us to provide, to show our quality like a coaches. And that is not too many clubs that can do. And then the fans that really appreciate. It's a little bit, it's a little bit unfair to compare this period with another period, because it's true that now Tottenham is a club that need to think into win the Premier League and the Champions League, because facilities are Champions League. And in the past, we didn't have that. But now, it's about to win the Premier League or the Champions League. I think it's true that the fans today appreciate, because we were challenging for Premier League and for Champions League. To win a Europa League that the team won is good, because when you celebrate a trophy, that is good. But it's not enough. It's not enough for a club like Tottenham. It's not enough to challenge for the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup or the Europa League or the Conference. It's a club that should be or need to be, because the fans, the test of football, or what they expect is to be in Champions League, fighting for the Champions League, trying to believe that you can win the Champions League, and also fighting for the Premier League and believing that you can win the Premier League.
Well, you love Tottenham. You want to win the Premier League. And Tottenham now have the facilities to win the Premier League. Let's see what the Universal Energy does.
Now we are focusing USA.
Exactly.
And we are going for the World Cup.
Return to the Premier League as World Cup winners. And we'd be excited for you. Listen, good luck in the summer. I think the United States national men's team are so lucky to have you both and the team around you. And it's great to see old friends again. So thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we wait for the season 3.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
No? Yeah.